Good morning. It is 5:47 a.m. on Friday, June 1st, 2018. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, not only did I manage to I got up early, you guys. I'm feeling it. I'm drinking some caffeine here. I'm trying to shift my whole routine a little bit earlier to get up, which is a challenge because I already struggle with trying to get enough sleep, and so shifting it all earlier is difficult because I had been doing pretty well at, my previous alarm time, getting enough sleep with that. I'd been improved somewhat, but I was running late in the mornings, so I'm setting it a bit earlier. I'm suddenly paranoid because I see this thing behind me over my shoulder that says, like, defrost, and I don't remember what that is. Oh, it's just a sip and defrost. It's just a label on that shopping bag, apparently. I'd never looked at it. That's weird. I Oh, maybe it's like a winter thing. I don't know what suddenly attracted my attention to that. Maybe just the fact that, it's just sitting on the counter where I kind of caught it. I guess the implication is that if you have this 100% fresh coffee when it's cold outside, it will defrost you. And maybe it just took me a second to process that for two reasons. Number one, it's hot outside and not cold, so defrosting not necessary. Um, Number two, I don't remember. It's early. That's why. I think the other reason is just defrost is not a word I usually associate with something you're calling fresh. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yes, got up earlier. There you go. Last night I streamed a little bit of Fallout 4 VR, and I think that the video went better than my initial experiment. I figured out how to make the layout of the stream visually look a little bit better. Um, and I think, yeah, I think it was, kind of interesting. But of course, one of the elements of VR is that it doesn't show well necessarily. So I'm not sure if it's something that anyone else is going to enjoy watching, but I would definitely say if anyone checks it out and likes it and wants me to do more like that, definitely say so because I'm playing around, experimenting a lot with the other kinds of things that I stream. And so if nobody's really into that because you don't get to experience the VR yourself, I don't want to spend a lot of time doing the stream for it if nobody really cares, and I could perhaps spend that energy on something else. But playing Fallout 4 in VR is very fun. I'm still early in the game with that game, and I just completed the mission at Concord, which, if anyone who has played the game would know, that that's an early sequence where you're given an old set of power armor and a minigun, and you fight a bunch of stuff, including a death claw, which is a big scary monster. But you're tough because you're given this super armor and weapon, even though you're relatively early in the game at that point. And it's a pretty exciting mission anyway. But being there in the VR environment is super cool. And one of the things that I think is most satisfying about the VR experience for that game is that unlike the standard controller version where you're either, you can aim manually like in any shooter, or you can use the auto targeting system. Um, in this one, aiming manually is much more straightforward because you're holding a controller. But in the VR environment, the controller just becomes the gun, and you just actually, pew, pew, and that just feels very satisfying. Um, I like it. I like it. And the controls are a little funky. I need to look up exactly what the controls are because I keep wanting to be able to do things and it not being obvious what's the way to do that. So anyway, though, it's all good. It's all good, but I have to go to work. I got some important stuff to do today at work, and need caffeine before that. So I'll talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes. We should be playing Dungeons and Dragons Curse of Strahd tomorrow on stream, so look for that if you care about that sort of thing, and I'll talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes. I said that already, but I said it already, and so now because I said more stuff after it, feels weird as a sign off again. I was just gonna do like a dead eye stare at the camera and then have the video just shut off, but I need to like activate the control to make it shut off, and then I had to like look away from it and it spoiled the effect.